Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of the Extra Point. Yes, I accidentally slid my cup under the table right before we started.
I'm trying not to kick it.
I'm here with Callie and Zach.
Yeah.
And we'll be going to college here in a minute. Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about, especially those picks last week. Especially those
I love how, that he's so excited about picks this week.
Especially.
Wow.
Yes, love to be the moderator. Let's talk high school football. Moore County lost 35-0. Yeah,
But it was a good season for Moore County.
Yeah, it was a great season for them.
Good rebound
Nothing to be
season.
ashamed of.
Well, it goes back to that final loss of the regular season. Then they're not in that bracket, or maybe they're a little higher seed. They don't wind up playing the number one seed, the very second playoff game. It was a tough game. Eventually, they probably wouldn't have won the state championship, but it's a good learning experience for those young folks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good building blocks.
One of the surprises last week was Marion County won 32-14. They were taking on the number one seed in the 2A, and South Pittsburgh, which has always been a perennial powerhouse in our area.
Yeah.
They won 42-0 in 1A action. And I'd say they're one of the favorites to potentially win the state championship in 1A action, or at least be in the Final Four there. Anyway, let's talk about this weekend. Marion County travels to Tyner. Don't know a lot about Tyner.
No.
I think Tyner is another number one seed. And South Pittsburgh has a home game versus Whitwell. Also a game to watch this week, which Cookeville has kind of been a surprise team. I mean, I think they knew they were good, but Cookeville will be at Oakland in 6A action. So that's a game just right up the road from us. That might be a good game to go watch, especially if you live kind of close to the Murfreesboro or the Beech Grove area. Anything you want to shout out to local sports-wise, guys? Something going on? Basketball, anything?
Yeah, Motlow opens the home portion of their schedule tomorrow, Wednesday, at 5:30, taking on Martin Methodist JV, both the men's and women's team. So come out, support them. It's free. Bucks are number 9 in the country right now, so it's a pretty good team. And then also the Tullahoma High School basketball season gets underway on Friday. They host Grundy County with the girls' game taking place at 4 o'clock. And then following that, the boys take the floor. So come out, support local basketball.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we appreciate that, Zach. Good luck to the Motlow basketball team. Nice. You said they're ranked number 9?
Number 9.
Awesome.
Wow. All right, let's talk picks last week. Last week, Zach, you went a meager 4-3. Callie went a meager 4-3. Oh, what is that? I was 6.
This is so surprising that he's so excited about going.
Did we go 6-1
Yeah,
last
I
week,
think
though,
he
before?
didn't have anything to say about my 6-1 last week.
Well, anyway, overall, Zach, you and I are tied at 44-28. Callie, you're not too far behind. She had a few good weeks in a row.
Yeah, so it's 2 games behind you guys.
42-30. So basically, we're right about 60% of the time. So don't bet on us. Let's talk college football for a second. Missouri crushed UT, and we kind of figured that might happen. Missouri.
Yeah.
But Missouri was one of these teams that kind of started out really bad this year.
They're still not great, but they
know how to score.
Yeah, they know how to score, but their
I was gonna
defense also knows how to let other teams score too. So
just not University of Tennessee.
Yeah, just not the University
Or
of
Florida,
Tennessee.
for that
Yeah.
matter.
Well, were you real impressed with the freshman's debut?
I was actually. I was very impressed with McBride. He got knocked around. It was kind of we had a discussion with a friend of mine who got knocked around more, Florida State's quarterback or Tennessee's McBride. But I am impressed at his tenacity and getting out there and just simply playing.
Did you watch the game?
I watched part of it. Was watching Oklahoma and TCU for the most part. So
I think he helped extend drives.
He did.
He got beat around a bunch, though. He doesn't need to do that.
Well, I mean, when you're scraping the barrel on your offensive line and they're moving Trey Smith around so much, I'm not even sure Trey Smith knows exactly what his position he plays anymore, and that he's a freshman. So.
All right. Well, we'll come back to the UT game. One of the big things that came about Sunday was, the Vols released Butch Jones. I was supposed to push my button and I was supposed to sing Hallelujah. But we're going to talk and come back about Laval's firing Butch Jones in just a second. Auburn crushed Georgia. That was one of my
That was a shocker.
surprise picks.
I wasn't shocked that Auburn beat Georgia. I was shocked at how convincingly they did.
Yeah, exactly. As much they lost as much as they did.
Well, I don't remember. I know Auburn has a loss to Clemson early in the season. I don't remember who the second loss was to. But Auburn's got their defense was.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
it was completely shut down Georgia.
Yeah.
Speaking of another team that got shut down, Notre Dame was crushed by Miami.
It wasn't that big of a surprise for me. I just
Well,
felt like Notre Dame
I think
overrated.
it's one of those things. Though, it's just like he said. I expected maybe, especially because they were home, to beat. We both picked.
Yeah.
Me and you both picked Miami.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect them to.
I didn't expect to blow out like that. No.
Yeah, I think you've seen kind of Miami move to a different level this past week. A lot of people, with their close wins, they've kind of stepped that up.
Well,
Is the U back, as so many people were saying?
I don't know if it's bad, but it's certainly getting there. Getting credit to I'm just happy to see Mark Richt doing well. It makes
I
me
would have
happy.
took Mark Richt as a volunteer football coach.
I would have too.
Well, speaking of that, the two upsets, or these two upsets, and actually there was more. Stanford beat Washington, and in the past few weeks, several teams have gone down. Mississippi State gave Alabama a decent scare.
Yeah.
What is up with college football, Zach? What's going on with that?
I just think that there's so much unknown about it. Like, you talk about 2 through 25. Anybody can beat anybody at any point in this. There's so much competition out there. And aside from Alabama, I haven't seen one real team say that, hey, we're a dominant team, complete team. Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's why you play the game every Saturday. It's why I love college football so much. I also think that programs, you can't really say like the little schools are not really great anymore. They're not really, easy wins anymore. You have to play them just as hard as you play your in-conference teams because the facilities and the programs have been able to get better. They may not have as many as those key players as say in Alabama, but if you're not plagued by injuries, say like us, then you're really able to have a pretty decent season.
Yeah, well, I think I would agree with that. I think one of the things that, to me, and we may talk about this when we talk about coaches, is does anyone really play defense anymore? Are the teams that good, or just like we just got away from playing
For
defense?
Tennessee, you're counting on the defense to score.
Well, other than
Points have
Alabama,
been
who
defensive points this
well,
year.
other than Alabama, who has an excellent defense, but
Yeah.
Georgia gives up 40. Notre Dame gives up, even Oklahoma in shootouts.
Yeah.
It just.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know the answer to that one right now. I
And
don't
I
know if
think
the
the
offense
bigger-
has just evolved that much, or it just.
But maybe
You
it's
know?
year to year.
Well,
don't know if you can say that.
I've seen a lot of 3rd down and 17 pickups.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You don't see somebody at 3rd and 17 in the NFL pick up. Occasionally, yeah, but usually it's just we put it deep and suck out lucky.
Yeah.
But you got guys laying off 10, 12 yards. It's inevitable if you let them catch the ball 15 yards deep, they could maybe get another 2 more yards. So, speaking of that, I think that's one thing I'd like to see UT do is bring the defense back.
Well, they were supposed to with Shoop. He was supposed to be the defensive prodigy there.
Well, and maybe he is, maybe he isn't. He hasn't really been given a lot of time under a failing coach as well, and injured.
Injuries play a big role in it. I don't think it's so much Butch as it is injuries and getting his own guys in there. Shoop hasn't really had a chance to get his own guys in there. He's still playing with a lot of young guys too. The line, and I'm not crazy about Brady Hoke as a defensive line coach, but we have to enjoy him as a head coach.
Yeah,
as of
next
right
thing
now.
Well, he failed at Michigan.
Exactly.
He was fired there. I think that was when they brought in Harbaugh, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, he was given a chance. I see him not staying, or if he does
I
stay,
hope.
it'll be because the new coach wants him. He will not be the head coach of the UT football program. But speaking of head coaches of the new UT football program, we can spend a couple minutes talking about this. Let's see. Candidates to replace the head coach. Of course, on everyone's mouth is John Gruden. Now, I actually read A.D. John Curie will make a try at John Gruden. now, but I also
I mean-
read John Gruden doesn't like to recruit. Y'all know what John Gruden's tied to the University of Tennessee is?
His
He
wife,
was
well,
an assistant.
he was assistant, and his wife also was a cheerleader and
Yes.
graduated from
Yeah.
Yes. So that's why we saw John there a few weeks back.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I think it's like a Santa Claus pick, if you will.
Well,
It's
and with-
believing in the
and with
unbelievable.
these picks, you always have 3 or 4 potential. You got 3 or 4 maybes, and you got 3 or 4 you throw at the wall and see if they
Mhm.
stick.
Yeah.
So these are potential names that was mentioned out of one of the things I had read. Dan Mullen, Mississippi State; Justin Fuente, Virginia Tech; Mike Norville, Memphis; Chip Kelly, former Oregon coach; Lane Kiffin;
You just hush.
Les Miles; Scott Frost, UCF. You've seen my list. Out of this list, which one would you like to see?
Oh,
Which you-
if I have a
I know
fan
who
pick,
you-
like a gush pick, it's Jim Bob Cooter, the coordinator.
She just
with
likes saying
Florida.
his name.
Well, of course, who doesn't like saying his name?
Jim Bob.
But he's a
He's
Tennessee.
from-
I've gone back. You could go back to. He's a Tennessee guy.
Yeah.
He's a good offensive coordinator. He would be excellent. I feel for. He's got the in-state already locked in. It becomes now. If I had to pick another one, I do like Dan Mullen. I also like Justin Fuente with Virginia Tech. He did a great job.
He's
At
not going to leave
Memphis,
Virginia Tech.
You'd never say never.
He's
Money
just-
is a
he's-
funny
he's
thing.
just been at Virginia Tech for what, a year and a half?
Well,
Yeah.
but when Charlie Strong declined the job at UT, Louisville signed him, and within 2 years he was gone to Texas. So never say never.
Well, now he's gone from
Well,
Texas.
now he's gone from Texas, yeah.
You like on that.
Well, if I had to pick from this list, I don't think he's realistically going to come to Tennessee, but I think Matt Campbell at Iowa State, he's one of my favorite coaches to watch at this point. I mean, Iowa
He's
State
done a phenomenal
he has
job.
done
Yeah.
a phenomenal job.
We don't have
not a
a-
whole bunch of talent there at Iowa State, and the players, if you watch them, they absolutely love playing for him as well. And that's something you want from a head coach coming in.
Yeah.
If I see someone that might be good for the money, that you can maybe get for a good price, that has done an excellent job, Scott Frost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
UCF. But I think he'll probably be going to Nebraska.
Probably. That's what's the rumor saying.
Yeah.
Same with Chip Kelly. You brought up him here too. The rumors are that he might be landing up in Florida.
Oh, they
Yeah,
deserve
and
him.
Mike-
I'll say that.
And Mike Gundy.
They
was-
deserve Chip Kelly.
Mike Gundy was another name.
Yeah,
that I
Mike
seen out
Gundy.
there when you
The
started
mullet.
looking. But I think realistically, I think Chip Kelly would bring a bit of fire. I mean, he's got a proven track record of winning. He did bad in the NFL, but look, Saban didn't do
He's
so
had
good
too
in the
much
NFL.
baggage
Spurrier
with
didn't do
him.
so
That, and he has this specific design offense in which he ran up at Oregon. Obviously, Mariota coming in from that. So I don't think his offense would work well. in the
No,
SEC.
I don't
So,
like that.
I don't like Mike Norville as much because he's really taken over from Justin Fuente,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
but
he hasn't proven himself.
I mean,
Well,
he's
he's
only
not
in
had
year
a-
two. So.
yeah, year 2, he's not really had a chance.
So, what about T. Martin, USC assistant coach?
I just don't see him coming back to the SEC and wanting to deal with that. He's got enough.
I don't see him. I don't see him giving him a head coaching job this big yet.
Yeah, I also heard rumblings from my fellow Tennessee fans of David Cutcliffe. Though I don't think he'll leave
I
Duke,
think he's- yeah.
but boy, to us 98,
If Cutcliffe goes to come back, it'll be short term.
yeah. And you need someone, and that's the point. That's the whole point of this. And what Curry needs to do going forward is somebody who is good for the long haul, not just a warm body.
Yeah, I
really
mean,
find
I
someone
think
else.
Butch was good for the short term.
Yeah, well,
I mean, Butch got there and fixed some things. And I mean, give or take some injuries and whatnot, we might have had a better season. I think if Tennessee was sitting at 7-5 coming into the year, Butch would still have the job.
oh, absolutely, yeah.
Probably.
I think we all expected it to be 7-5, but quite honestly, they should have lost the Georgia Tech game.
Mhm.
They struggled to beat Southern Miss realistically.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, UMass was a struggle.
Yeah.
I mean, the wins they have are very unimpressive altogether. So I think Lane Kiffin's coming back.
Yeah, you need a hush.
I think it would be interesting and way.
I think you'd be
I don't
like,
think there's a no. I don't think it's gonna happen at all.
No,
No.
I don't think it's going to happen
You
either.
can't say on air.
But
as to
Dan
what-
Mullen has basically said he likes Mississippi State. He likes the job there.
Well,
I
there's
don't
a lot of
blame him.
coaches who
He's
have
gotta
said
be-
that they like
Well,
their
when
jobs.
you build it to when you build it and you've got it to a good point, why would you leave it?
But also, how far is he going to go with that? How far does he have projected to ideally go with that? I don't know. I mean, that's the question.
I mean, he's in a no pressure situation right now.
Yeah, well, I mean,
pretty
so
content
what's
with how they're doing right
well,
now.
so I mean,
Other than maybe he wants to get out of the West and go to the East, where he can maybe win.
yeah.
Go to
Well, you look at, or you could say that about a bunch of coaches. We can get into that.
All right, let's talk this week's picks.
Okay. I always see on this.
All right, this week's picks. We've got Texas A&M and Ole Miss. I would have said Texas A&M was going to blow out Ole Miss about 3 weeks ago, but now Ole Miss seems to be playing a lot better.
I would say this will be the game that gets someone fired.
All right, so you're taking Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
All right, Kelly's going Ole Miss at home. What do you think?
I'm going Ole Miss too. Just because it's at home.
At home, and I don't disagree with that, but I think the inconsistency of Ole Miss and Texas A&M isn't as good this year as they've been, but they haven't been really inconsistent. They put points on the board. They've been they've lost some games. They've lost some games. Don't get me wrong, but I think Texas A&M actually wins this one. All right, UCLA at USC, number 10 USC. We went with Cali first last time. What do you think, Zach?
USC.
USC. All right, I'm going to go USC, but I think it's going to be close since it's a rivalry.
USC. I hope they don't
I
disappoint me.
I love how it rolls off your tongue.
Yeah, right.
She loves saying USC.
Uh-huh.
All right, I think this one has the potential to be an upset, although I would have picked it more.
Washington.
I would have picked it more if Washington would have won last week. Utah at Washington. I am going to go with Washington to rebound. However, I do think it's going to be a very close game. Callie?
I agree, and they better hold out. I don't want no upsets.
I'm going Washington as well, having the home field advantage.
Yeah, I think that's big. Now then, I wouldn't have put this one on there a week ago, but Kentucky's been pretty good. Georgia got beat pretty good. I think because it's at Georgia, and Georgia got the crap not beat out last week, that Georgia's going to win this game.
Yeah, I'm going Georgia too.
But I do think it'll be a little closer than one.
Yeah, it will be close. Kentucky had that big win over Vanderbilt, but I think Georgia at home and Georgia looking for some revenge, so to speak.
And just to let you know, I had to dig the barrel because this is like the week of the Powder Puffs that everybody schedules as Powder Puff games. So these were like the best ones out there. Number 18, Michigan. Michigan has creeped its way back into the top 25. At number 4, Wisconsin. This is probably Wisconsin's only chance to lose a game.
Yeah, and this is a big game for Michigan. This is their chance to kind of turn the tables for them in the Big Ten. I'm going to say Michigan in an upset. Ooh.
I'm going to not disagree with you, but I am going to take Wisconsin because it is at Wisconsin. I just don't think Michigan's got the offensive power this year.
Yeah, that's exactly what was going to be my point is Michigan's offense. So on Wisconsin.
I mean, I guess just to make it so there's no stuff come the end of the season, it would be nice if Michigan beats Wisconsin so they at least have one loss because right now they're sitting at the 5th or 6th spot in the whatever
playoff,
the FBS poll.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's really fair for them because they're undefeated.
Yep.
But they're saying, hey, they haven't played anybody that tough.
Yeah.
So MTSU at West Virginia. Callie, let's go with you.
Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky. If I'm not, I may be wrong, but I think MTSU's quarterback is still out.
No, he's back.
Oh, he's back? Well, I'm still doing Western Kentucky because it is at home.
Oh, I just have a trend going that all the home teams are going to win, so I'm going Western Kentucky in this one as well.
Zach, you might catch up with me. I think MTSU's got something to prove. They're sitting right at 5 wins. Western Kentucky, I think, is sitting right at 5 wins. I think it's going to be a very close game, but the stock still makes the difference. And MTSU will win this one in a close one by 1 point. I'm going out on a limb on that one. All right, Texas at West Virginia. I'm not sure what Texas's record is. You might be able to help us out there.
Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you what
Yeah.
it is.
So Texas at West Virginia. West Virginia is one of these like streaky teams. They're in the top 25. They're out, but they've been right on the cusp of it all year long. Zach, what do you think?
West Virginia. Like I said, I'm going home team
All right.
next this week.
And I'm going to go West Virginia as well. Although I do think Texas can win this game.
I'll pick West Virginia as well.
All right. So we've got our picks. Zach, you might be able to get back ahead of me this week. All right. Now then, let's talk upset games. I noticed some games this week. Will LSU or will UT rally and beat LSU? It is a home game. On any given week, you like those home underdog favorites. Okay, I didn't say that. That wasn't the one I was picking.
Yeah.
So Callie's already picked Michigan is going to beat Wisconsin. So is that one we're going to put you down for?
Yeah, sure, go ahead. So either way,
Callie's big upset win. Who do you think?
I mean, out of the games that we have listed here, I wouldn't be surprised if Michigan were to pull the upset. I mean, I have Wisconsin obviously picking them to win, but I would not be surprised if Michigan did somehow pull out the win.
All right. I think the biggest upset of the week, and for what I've seen, University of Alabama Birmingham is going to beat Florida.
I wanted to say that, but I don't want to jinx it because nothing would make me happier.
From what I've seen in Florida the last few weeks, I think Mary's
They made the come on man thing last night on Monday Night Football, so that's always
we're getting on 20 minutes. Let's hurry this up. Yep. I know you got to get out of here. Titans win, but I think they struggle.
Holly, did you see the end of that game? You got to give credit to Mariota for.
They struggled. Cincinnati has a pretty decent defense, so I mean,
but they
also gave up a pretty decent lead.
I mean,
and they could have put it away with Davis's fumble to the end zone.
I mean, you got to remember how young of a Titans team this is. Mm-hmm. So they're still learning some stuff. And unlike last year, whenever they were learning and failing, they're learning and winning.
That's true.
So,
and they also
and it's the NFL.
I was impressed.
Well, they've got to win those games you're supposed to win.
And they did.
Yeah. Well, and I was also impressed. They took what they had 5 minutes left in the game. They drove that all the way down. There was like 20 some odd seconds left after they scored. So they took all that time off the clock they needed. So, yeah.
Well, and we made new predictions several weeks back, guys. You had said 9-7. Zach, you said 11-5, and I'd said 9-7. Then we changed our predictions.
But we were basing that off of how healthy Mariota was.
Yeah.
And how they had looked the first few games. Mm-hmm. So now they've won 4 in a row. Haven't done that in almost a decade.
But they got a real test this week on Thursday.
Pittsburgh's not that good.
7-2 on the season, you're not that good. I mean, of course, I'm a little biased on that.
They struggled against Indianapolis,
Yeah, but then they also beat the Chiefs, who were undefeated at the time.
Well, but they had 2 losses at that time. They were they had their backs to the wall, and they basically, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? So they're beatable.
They're beatable, yeah.
So, and I think the Titans can do it. Now, will they? I don't know. It's against them. It's in Pittsburgh. It's going to be cold. It's going to be probably windy. Might even be a little snow flying around. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I like the Titans to win this.
Yeah, I would too. Why not?
Don't, but that's because also I'm highly biased on this one.
I mean,
underdog.
He just likes the team that's winning. The Astros.
Oh, that's totally it.
Pittsburgh.
No, he's a Sam Houston fan. No, well, Sam Houston did well too. That was more.
If he's a Houston fan, he should be a Titans fan because they moved here from Houston.
Yeah.
All right, Predators.
Us.
All right, real quick, Predators. Predators beat the Stanley. Did y'all watch that game last night? They beat the Stanley.
I didn't watch it. I was keeping up with it because college football.
I saw it on the news.
Yeah, they were up 3-1 and blew the lead, got 4-4, I think, and then finished up 5-4 in the shootout. Yep. So, way to go, Predators. They've won 4 in a row. They're sitting in 3rd place in the West, and they play tonight. I forget who they play. Maybe the Capitals. Somebody tonight. So get a chance, watch that game. Hopefully we'll have more Preds action. And we were talking, we're going to try to keep this up even going into basketball season. We hope people like what we've got going on. We hope you enjoy our show. And I guess that's it for this week, guys.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
Thanks.